I am going to do some painting right now. I'm going to paint up the robin skull. The first step in painting the robin skull is mixing my paints. Now my paint tray is a mess. It has to be cleaned. This is all dried paint in it. But anybody who is an artist or knows an artist, unless they're really crazy, this is how it goes. That way we can look and say, yes, I mixed this color and that color to make that color, and all these other ones are all mixed together. There's a history of what colors we had used. Now, paint mixing can be quite daunting for most people, but it really is quite easy. The worst of it is recreating a color once you're finished with it and already completed the project. That is the worst, is when your paint that you had used is dry and you need to remix. Just have to try to remember the ratio in your head of what it was you used and how much of it you did use. Usually I do not go by the name on the bottle, because some bottles you'll go to buy the paint again only to find that they've changed the name of it, or that name is unavailable, but there's a different brand of paint that has the exact same hue. So this is the paint color we're going to use. And now to get the skull, we are going to paint it. This one's too big, that's the pheasant. Okay, and here's our specimen here. I'm painting a robin skull. Let's see if I can see. See that? Yeah, I can see it good. Now, in working with the skulls, I usually work almost intuitively with them to figure out which part should be painted what color. And I think that that paint is a bit dark on that skull, so what I'm going to do is mix up some more white into it. Now this little one is going to be for my private collection. So I'm painting it up intuitively with what I'm feeling from the bird, and also things that I would like to see on my wall. Just a little bit lighter. As you can tell, I'm mixing up quite a bit more paint here than what I'm actually going to need. So I'm going to try to save some of it for future projects. I do have some small containers somewhere that I can put the paint in. Now this is the color that I want. Sometimes it's hard to know what color you want until you put it on the skull. I usually listen to music while I do this, but YouTube will not allow that, so I have to work quietly when I'm filming. The worst part about trying to do all this little work is that I have arthritis and my hands are not as flexible as they used to be. So it's hard to get into position.
Okay. I'll start taking that greenhouse apart.
Yeah.
I figure day's as good as day then.
Yep. Maybe I'll come out and video you later. Well,
Where's the goddamn multiple head screwdriver?
it's in there somewhere.
No.
Oh, so you're gonna blame me for that going missing as well, are you? Even though I have my own multiple head screwdriver that I use. He got me one for my birthday a few years back, and it's pink. Somebody who knows that I don't like pink got me a pink screwdriver. Isn't that interesting? Suppose pink isn't too bad if it's paired with other colors. I ran out of memory on the camera, and I didn't know, so I had done a few more things to it that aren't going to be shown on the video, but it's mostly just a little bit more paint. I put some red on there and some more white. It didn't mess very much. Let's see. I'm going to put some more dots on. We need a bit more paint there. But where I'm not going to need a lot of paint, and where this paint is mostly just used for skulls and stuff like that, just art stuff that don't matter. I'm just going to put a little dab like this on my toothpick. That's the thing about bird skulls, is that they often do that. Oh, there's just Callie under the table. Mortimer. Yeah, it's about that time of day she starts singing, so you'll probably hear a lot of her in the background. Okay, now I think I'm going to put some white dots in. Remember in art class a long time ago, we actually had paintbrushes that were able to do this fine of a detail. But sadly, even though we did have quite a few at the beginning of the class year, they disappeared because somebody was stealing them. And the funny thing is that there weren't very many people who were actual artists in the class, so you have to wonder who was stealing them and why. Because when there's not a lot of people who are actually really into art, and stuff for doing really fine art goes missing, you just have to wonder who's taken it. That's starting to look really good. Might be hard to see any detail there. I don't know if the camera's focusing well or not. Now I'm going to turn off the camera because the neighbor is here and they're going to want to come in for coffee, which means I have to clear my things off the table. So I shall be back when the paint is dry and it's time to put the feathers on.